Oh, you were here. I was just touching up before we start. Welcome, fellow lovers. Fellow lovers? Yeah, sure. Welcome, fellow stuff lovers and fellow pickers. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We've got another haul for you. This haul takes us back to about 2-3 weeks ago when there was a church sale. Ooh, we haven't had anything like that this year because of COVID, because, yeah, basically. So this one church, in their basement, there is a boutique usually. So they usually open this boutique up every month. And there was a special edition of this as a sort of Christmas bazaar. It's really well laid out and very well put together because of the pandemic, so that people can browse without feeling crowded and catching all sorts of things, which I'm very happy about. However, what this means is that they can't let a lot of people in at the same time. So there we went about 3 weeks ago, and we said, let's go, let's see what it's like. So I finished my work at 5. I'm working from home. We went straight after my work, brushed over there. It was supposed to start at 5. So we're like, well, obviously we won't be the first ones in, whatever, you know. And we thought, yes, maybe there's going to be a bit of a line. There was a line. The line is outside. It's cold. It could have been more cold, so it wasn't desperate, but it was cold. It was a very long line, made longer in appearance by the fact that people were keeping a certain distance between them, the next person. So we just showed up at the church and we see this line, and we parked and we were like, well, I mean, we're here now. We're going to see how it works. You know, sometimes the line goes kind of fast. Oh, no. And so we're there for a good 15 minutes and nothing is moving. All of a sudden, like 2 people come out. So a few people went in, and then 20 minutes, there's nothing. My husband and I kept going back and forth between the car and the line, going, okay, I'll stay here, you go warm up in the car, and you go, you know, my back was kind of hurting after a lot of standing around, so I went and sat in the car for a little bit. Fine. So I come back out at some point. It's been about 45 minutes, and we're waiting outside in the cold, but, you know, we're curious to know what's inside. And this is an opportunity to go picking before Christmas. We're really excited. We're like, well, we'll wait, because now everything has moved up a bit. People have gone in. So fine. So we're waiting. And I still have about 8 people ahead of me. My husband's warming up in the car. All of a sudden, it starts moving. So I'm like, oh, that's great. I'll get my phone out and call my husband. It stops. You know, there's like 2 other people before me. I'm calling my husband. Before I can dial, the door opens again and they're letting people in. So I'm about to go in. I'm like, no, I can't go in, because what if now after that there's another wait of like 15-20 minutes and my husband can't get in? So I just said to the guy opening the door, can you hold it for a second? I'm just going to go get my husband. He's in the car. He was all fine with that. So I got him. I made now kind of signs at my husband, and he understood and got out of the car. We went in and we found fun stuff. Not billions of dollars, but fun, different types of things. And it was great because they give you a bag, and I loved that feeling of going through the stuff and just picking up things and putting them in my bag, and then at the end, they kind of total everything up. It was great fun because we didn't want to be there too long. We hadn't had dinner, and, you know, we were kind of wanting to make sure to get as much done as quickly as possible so that other people can come in, and we're going home to dinner eventually and all of that. So one of the things that I saw on the table was this. I will show you more appropriately. And this is a cake server and knife. They're serving pieces basically with a nice little detail on the end of a little bow. I'm not absolutely sure if it's silver plate, but it's something nice. I thought, oh, serving pieces, very often people like that. And I saw $5 on it, and I thought, could this be a thing? And sure enough, I pick up the box top and saw that it said Vera Wang, who is a well-known designer. And I thought, well, anything Vera Wang, I love Vera Wang, by the way. And I thought anything designer might have something to it. It's Wedgwood as well. Come to find out, it's not worth that much, but it depends. Like some of the pieces, if they're brand new, then it can be a set that's $45 to $50. These are not brand new, so I don't know, but they're worth more than $5. So that was one of those fun things, you know, going through and finding that and just shoving it in my bag and going, yes, okay, that's one thing at least. We came to this little boutique place where I found a set of 12 of these, which are 222 fifth. And the pattern is golden foliage. And that's kind of it. And these I liked myself. I just thought, I love that pattern of fall, winter foliage, pine cones, and in colors of, you know, chestnut colors and gold. And I love it. Heartwarming. And so I'm asking the lady who manned the thing how much it is, and she said she didn't know, and they went and got someone else there who verified the price and brought a box in case I wanted to carry them, and they said $6? $6 for the 12 plates. There's a little bit of cutlery mark in them, but I'm like, yeah, but $6 for 12? They seem to sell, well, I can't exactly remember the price. It was like $30 for 4 plates. I think we saw some of them sold for $30 for 4 plates. So I thought that would be fun to bring to the market, make a little money, and maybe keep a couple. And as I'm moving this around, I will show you that we spotted this, which I also thought was a fun find because it's pewter. It's a lidded jar of some kind. It reminded me of good old England days. It reminded me of Tudor times. It's not from the Tudor times, I know that. But, you know, that sort of almost medieval feeling of tankards of ale and that sort of, again, heartwarming and fun stuff. And it is printed on the bottom in French, étain fait main, which means pewter, handmade. And there are all sorts of other markings as well, so we'll be able to find out a bit more maybe about the manufacturer. I thought it was a very pleasing shape, hearty, looks lovely on a dresser, handmade, we'll be able to find out more about it to see how much that can bring us. Living Shakespeare. My husband found this at the very beginning of the sale, and he bought them for, let me see. So $16, $15 for a set of 6, I think, 5. Huh. It's a good thing he's in the room. And these are excerpts from works of Shakespeare, from what I understand, and they're all records with the text to follow along. And they can do quite well, I think. So maybe $50, maybe $60, something like that for $15. It's, again, something that you don't find just everywhere, and someone who is looking for that will be happy to find it. I bought this because it was $7, and I love the shape. I love that it reminds me of arts and crafts with the design here. It's got a big old dent in it. Got more dents. I don't care. I think it's a great thing. I think it's from the turn of the century because of the style of it. It almost looks like trench art, where you would use munitions as part of the art, but I don't think they're that. I don't know. It was $7. We'll see. I'll try and find out about it, but there are no markings, so I am hoping for at least 25. Maybe more. I think it has excellent style, and I think it's some sort of vase. We'll talk about the elephant in the room. One of the first things I saw there, and I was with my husband, and we're both kind of just pointing, going, look at that! This is so goofy! What is this? You know, and I thought, oh, maybe it's for a cosmetics counter of some sort of brand. So I picked it up right away, giant lipstick. It's got to be worth something. And I discover that it's a wine cooler, ice bucket type of thing for Piper Heidsieck, and which is a champagne. Similar one sold for $100. So we asked them how much this would be, and they said $1. So we bought it, but we hadn't looked up what it was worth at the time. We were just like, it's a wine cooler in a big lipstick form. We're buying that. That's novelty. That's, you know, wow. It's fun to get that as a gift. And, you know, so yes. Especially when it's got the name of a famous champagne or wine or something like that, I would say pick it up, because there are collectors of particular boissons or particular wines. This caught my eye right away when I saw it, because I loved the texture, a little bit rough, the strong lines. I like the colors, the blue and green together, and had a bit of a look on the bottom where it's stamped. I just saw Sweden, and I know that there's a lot of Swedish art that is very popular, especially pottery like this. Very lovely, so I grabbed that. Can't remember, that was $5. There is more about the maker of the thing on the bottom, so I'll make sure to have a good look at that. And there's even a sticker which says Nitsjo. It's spelled Nittsjo, Sweden. So we've got all sorts of things to work with in terms of identifying it, which I think is marvelous. For $5, I'm expecting that what I would like to see this realize is $50 to $60, but it all depends. It is kind of signed on the bottom, but I don't know if we'll be able to make out the signature. If we are, and it's an artist that people are looking for and collecting particularly, it could make that sort of money. It could make more. If not, it might be 40, it might be 30. I'll be happy with what I get, whatever it's worth. This, if you've seen our previous video where we went to a sale where we had 10 minutes to pick through a house, was one of the things I picked up at that moment as well. That's a little box. It's a little kind of lacquer box. It has mother of pearl inserts and like a little jewelry box kind of thing, which again would have come to about $3. I thought that was a lovely thing. It has a particular style, and I think that people will enjoy that. I'll also show in this video something that my husband is kind of putting forward towards me. This thing that we picked up a little while ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, where we went to this other estate sale that was in their garage, and I loved that it was expansive, that it was just, it doesn't end, does it? It's a very exuberant piece of decorative thing. I love the glass. I wasn't sure for a second if it was acrylic or glass. I think it's glass, might be acrylic. Anyways, I love this. I love the shape. Again, it makes it very Hollywood Regency and over the top kind of decoration. And that's what you want. This is a good example of it. The cherub, the whole thing, it's articulated, but we didn't have any glass dishes for it, which I thought, well, whatever, I'll get this. This was about $5. Fine. And then my husband went around at the second-hand shop and he said, I think these will be fine, and they fit perfectly. So he found the perfect thing for it, which just enhances the utility of it, because if you want to put little candy or something, you can. So he is the yin to my yang, as always, and helps me with picking up stuff, and then he picks up great stuff himself. We got a couple of other things, but I think that wraps it up pretty nicely for now. I hope that if you are in that frame of mind, you give us a thumbs up and that you will leave us a comment. Again, I hope you're having great holidays. We hope to be back with some more stuff, maybe things that we've accumulated this fall that we haven't gotten around to showing to you. And yeah, in the meantime, just stay good, and we love you very much.